Experience is the name of the game. From specifications to imaging, the hardware in phones doesn't really vary too much, but what a brand does with those specs is paramount. Value flagships are particularly hot segment where the difference between a good camera and an okay camera can make all the difference. The Oneplus 9RT is the company's second attempt at a return to value flagship segment. But does the phone improve on the middling Oneplus 9R? Let's find out in the Cell Guru review. The Oneplus 9RT is the definition of playing it safe. Visually, hardly anything has changed. The phone is still a sleek-looking bar of glass and aluminium with clean lines and a matte look at the back. That matte look, however, doesn't mean increased grip, and the phone is exceptionally slippery. We'd highly recommend using the included case or picking up another one of your choice. If you think it's boring, maybe, but in a world of glitzy gradient-rich colorways, the Oneplus 9RT comes across as a more subdued and classy option. That said, OnePlus has added its own touch, and under the right light, the back panel gleams like a million stars. The phone sports Gorilla Glass 5 both at the front and back. You will find OnePlus essentials like an alert slider as well as a volume rocker and a USB port along the bottom edge. Compared to last year's OnePlus 9R, the 9RT gets a larger display. The 6.62-inch screen goes plenty bright and looks good. However, movie fans will miss the lack of proper HDR support. It's a big miss at the price point. Similarly, the phone has stereo speakers, but the audio output is imbalanced with the lower speaker being much louder than the one in the earpiece. Overall, the Oneplus 9RT doesn't push the envelope of design and carries forward the same design language we have seen multiple times before. A favorite of performance speakers, it is what inside that cost, and the Oneplus 9RT brings a significant upgrade this time around. The phone is powered by a Snapdragon 888 chipset, the same as the one on the OnePlus 9, and paired up with 8 or 12 GB of RAM, there's enough power here to keep up with anything you throw at it. Apps, games, social media use, the phone never skips a beat. OnePlus has optimized the phone for better battery life, but if you need a bit more grunt, you can toggle the high performance option to unlock the full potential of the phone. Unfortunately, the OnePlus 9RT lags a bit behind the competition when it comes to battery life. While several alternatives ship with 5000 mAh batteries, the OnePlus 9RT sticks to the tried and tested 4500 mAh cell. You also get the same 65-watt charging as on previous devices, and charging the phone takes around 40 minutes. Switching over to the cameras, the OnePlus 9RT continues to be a polarizing device. OnePlus has taken the 50 megapixel sensor from the OnePlus 9's ultra-wide camera and is using it as the main camera on the 9RT. The 16 megapixel ultra-wide camera, however, is the same as the one on the 9R. Meanwhile, both the monochrome and the 5 megapixel macro cameras are gone, and instead you now get a 2 megapixel macro camera. Primary camera on the OnePlus 9RT handles images plenty good. There's a good amount of detail in broad daylight. Additionally, the phone does an excellent job with dynamic range with well-balanced details in darker regions. The HDR performance is fantastic in taming highlights without any clipping. The ultra-wide camera has very noticeable distortion around edges but can capture decent-looking images in good light. The macro camera, on the other hand, is borderline unusable, and we recommend giving it a miss. Priced at 42,999 rupees, the OnePlus 9RT is a perplexing device. It gets the basics like performance right, but the design doesn't do anything to make a difference in the category. While the primary camera is good, the rest of the lineup is a side grade at best. Similarly, misses like the lack of HDR, imbalanced speakers make it less of a competitor. The OnePlus 9RT is a decent offering as far as OnePlus phones, but the best option in the ultra-competitive value flagship segment, it definitely is not.